News is sponsored by Parker's.
Thirsty? Stop by Parker's for a large, freshly brewed sweet tea over chewy ice for 89 cents. Come see us at Parker's.
Live, local, now. This is the News at 6.
All new at 6.
He just turned around and looked at her and just laid her out, just like she was a full-grown man standing there.
Caught on camera, a disturbing assault outside a restaurant in Appling County. A mother and daughter taking punches. Deputies taking seriously the capture of these two thugs. Dow Cannady has a complete picture of how it started. Plus, renegotiating an already negotiated deal. The Chatham County Commission passes a budget and sends a clear message to Savannah City Council. The Berkshire study is a bust. The city's message back is equally clear. We've got team coverage. And John Wetherbee tracking another triple-digit feels-like day on Saturday. Not your thing? Then you may really like what arrives on Sunday. Take a look. This video getting close to 200,000 views on our WTOC Facebook page. Baxley police searching for those two assault suspects. Today, Bureau Chief Dow Cannady sat down with the victims of this brutal attack. And Dow, what do they have to tell you?
David, they say being in their business, they get dissatisfied customers from time to time, but never anything resembling what happened to them. Jeanette Norris's broken nose tells only part of the story. She says two customers at her Quick Chick stand Thursday complained their food was cold. After a few minutes back and forth, Jeanette says she refunded their money, but
She went berserk. She just lost it. Him and her both started cussing and beating on the window.
Norris came outside to tell them police were on the way when the woman started punching and slapping her in the face. What Jeanette couldn't see as she staggered back inside was her daughter getting out of the truck to help.
One of my employees started shouting, "He's got her, he's got her." And that's when I found out that he had hit her. Who does that to a child? Who turns around and hits her like he would a grown man? He needs putting up under the jail.
Even veteran officers like Baxley's police chief say they've never seen an unprovoked attack like this.
Camera surveillance footage that we got, that we put out, tells it all. I mean, it's just brutality.
The suspects in the case, Eric and Latasha Smith, face several felony warrants. Chief Godfrey says they've been flooded by tips from WTOC viewers who recognize the two, something that makes the Norrises grateful.
You hear the old thing, what, the people don't want to get involved? They got involved.
Between Facebook and social media and you guys at WTOC, it is amazing the responses we've had from people.
Now, we have information on the Smiths' descriptions, as well as descriptions of vehicles they may be driving, one license plate. We've got all of that on our website, WTOC.com. You can also check that video on that website as well as our Facebook page. Now, it's there. We are following this. We are staying in touch with Baxley Police. Appling County Sheriff's investigators are involved, as well as many other communities between here and Savannah. We are staying in touch with them, and as soon as there are changes in this case, we'll let you know. Live in Baxley, Dow Cannady, WTOC News.
Putting the ball back in Savannah's court, Chatham County deciding not to go forward with its end of the deal suggested by the Berkshire Advisors study. Instead, commissioners approved a property tax increase much lower than what was originally proposed. That may sound like a relief to some, but it also could make all the difference in the world when it comes to your safety in the future. Marla Rooker live at the old Chatham County Courthouse. And Marla, you spoke with Chairman Al Scott about this controversial decision that was made today.
Yes, Chairman Scott did say here today, we are not funding that report. And with that, the decision was made not to go forward with a property tax increase of 1.6 mils. Instead, the property tax increase is going to be half that. 6 yes votes and 3 no votes. County leaders had to make the choice on how much to raise property taxes in unincorporated Chatham County. Money that will go towards an increased cost in police services. The commissioners voiced their concerns.
Especially those on a fixed income. I would rather have a smaller reserve than to take the taxpayers' money.
Pushing aside the agreement made with the city, Commissioner Chester Ellis told us their main focus today is having a balanced budget ready. addressing how the issues concerning Savannah-Chatham Metro Police Department will be worked out later.
And then we can deal with those parts of the police merger we do not like.
It was proposed to have a 1.66 mils increase, but after debate, there will be a 0.86 mils increase in the millage rate, meaning someone who owns a $250,000 home will have to pay about $75 each year. The city of Savannah approved the Berkshire Advisors' recommendations and funding formula yesterday, outlining they want a 7-minute police response time to violent crimes, and they want to achieve that within 3 years. Having that type of response time comes at a price, especially in unincorporated areas where response times are not great.
There's a different staffing pattern that can satisfy those problems, but it's not cheap.
But Chatham County Commission is not funding the suggestions made by the Berkshire report. Chairman Al Scott told me everything will have to be worked out by the staff, and I asked how long that might take.
It could take 3 months. It could take 6 months, but I'm hoping that it'll be before the first of the year, because that's when the city has to put their budget to rest. So I would say between now and December, we should have some kind of numbers finalized, because that's when the city really have to go through this process that we just went through.
Now, Chairman Al Scott did tell me the negotiations will have to happen between the county and the city, and he also added that some of those negotiations may have already taken place. For now, we're live in downtown Savannah. Marla, Rooker, WTOC News.
And the county's decision to ignore selective parts of the Berkshire study and the financial demands it places on county taxpayers for police protection is drawing sharp criticism from Savannah City Council. Early last year, Commission agreed not only to the study, but to abide by the study findings. And the city sweetened the pot by cutting the county's portion of the policing bill by more than $7 million for that year, as long as the county agreed to pay that money back if the study showed the county wasn't paying its fair share. And that's exactly what the study showed. The county not happy about it. But its decision to demand a renegotiation with the city has Savannah Mayor Eddie DeLoach fuming today. He told me this: we've done the negotiating and we're not going to renegotiate something we already agreed to. The county should do the same. It's time to fish or cut bait. And the county has the option of cutting bait and creating its own police force, something at least one commissioner continues to push for. But Chairman Al Scott reminded the commission today that the county is growing twice as fast as the city, and that while a county police force may have been within reach 10 years ago, it's cost prohibitive today. So back to that $7.3 million the county now owes the city. The mayor told me his next step is to get with the city attorney and determine what legal options are available to force the county to pay that money. Yes, while the commission is eyeing a negotiating table, the city will be deciding whether the courtroom is the best place to settle this. We've been doing a lot of stories on this particular issue with the Berkshire study, and you can go back and read all of those stories and the complete Berkshire study by clicking on this story at WTOC.com.
Thank you, David. And continuing the heat analogy, here will get you hot under the collar with high temperatures in the 90s and triple-digit heat indices. Plus, we have a coastal flood advisory this evening, including Beaufort County. New moon tonight, expecting tides up near 9 feet. Fortunately, the winds are blowing offshore, so we don't expect any problems. No other alerts to show you, but quite a band of showers that are cooling some areas with real locally heavy rainfall. The expression we've been using is where it rains, it pours, and that's certainly been the case. Northern Bryan County near Pembroke, this line of cells about to work its way all the way through Tattnall County. Look at that. South of Glenville, almost all the way up to I-16. It's all headed to the north and east. Where it's rained, it's cooling. Baxley had the monsoon last half hour. They're at 79 degrees this hour. Statesboro about to get rain, 87. Savannah's now currently at 91 degrees, but here's the kicker, the hot under the collar part. Heat indices are the triple digits, a lot of locations, including Savannah, at 102. Please be heat smart. First alert forecast, David, that's straight ahead.
A corruption probe in South Carolina state lawmakers will continue uninterrupted. A judge ruling today the investigation will continue, despite a challenge by one of the defendants against the special prosecutor in the case. Ashleigh Holland now with the details.
After being charged with misconduct in office himself, Rick Quinn accused David Pasco of wrongdoing when he raided Quinn's office. Quinn alleges Pasco and SLED, his investigators, seized documents that were protected confidential by attorney-client privilege. But the judge says there's no evidence anything was read and that investigators gave staff a warning to take such things, that nothing was improper, and that Pasco is not disqualified from continuing to seek out potential ethics violators inside of the State House. Quinn is charged with misuse of campaign funds, but says he's done nothing wrong. Government watchdogs like John Krangle have been following this investigation since others were indicted too, and calls the allegations on Pasco a defense tactic.
And I think it's a good day for the people of South Carolina that this investigation is continuing, and Solicitor Pasco is continuing as special prosecutor, and I think we'll be well served by SLED and by the special prosecutor.
This is the first step in a long process for me to win my name back and to prove that I have been an honorable representative of my constituents.
The judge says there was no deliberate conduct by Pasco to threaten Quinn's rights during the investigation, and so Pasco continues the probe. Other lawmakers indicted on ethics charges before Quinn were Bobby Harrell, Jim Merrill, and John Corson. Reporting in Columbia, I'm Ashleigh Holland.
The trail is still hot, and that has Port Wentworth police asking once again for help catching a thief before he makes you his next target.